Hello everyone, how are you doing people? My name is Vivek Sharma and first of all I want to apologize for not coming up with the next interviews for a while, but I can guarantee you one thing guys, that your wait has been worthwhile, because in this interview I've got a very special guest with me. She is a self-love coach and an author of two books. Her first book, with the name of Silver Lining Journal, was published in December 2017, and now the book is sold across 25 different countries. And she was also awarded as a Quora top writer in 2018. And she's on a mission, guys, to empower young adults to find the silver linings of life who are stuck within the boundaries of themselves. So, a warm welcome to Shreya. Welcome to the interview.
Thank you so much, Vivek. The intro was really pumped up.
Yeah, I did my preparation.
I can see that. Good
Yeah.
job with that.
Awesome. So, Shreya, in this interview, we're gonna, we'll be covering two aspects. First of all, I've got a few questions because I have been, like I told you a number of times, I've been following your works. You are into journaling for last 10 years, right?
I think it's been 12, 13 years now because when I mentioned 10 years, I mentioned it 3, 4 years back. So now it's more than that.
Oh my God. And so from what age you were into journaling, and what was your calling to, start this great work of yours?
I think I was 13, 14. I started scrap. We used to have scrapbooks. So I
Right,
started
right.
keeping scrapbooks at an early age. But journaling, I was writing in my diary, but I never knew that, this is the process that is known as journaling, or this is how people keep themselves productive and, introspect themselves. I realized about it after a couple of years that I'm actually doing it. So it's been a long journey ever since.
Awesome. So what were your challenges, before you started your journey as a self-love coach and an author?
So I'll tell you how journaling started happening. So I was a very shy kid, okay? I was not comfortable with who I was. I had struggled keeping my views outside, in the world, and I would keep them to myself and I would not talk to people. I was just very conscious about whatever I was doing. So that's when journaling came into picture. I started writing about my feelings, about my thoughts, and I started to gain that consciousness that okay, I can do better, and journaling can help me with that. So after years of journaling, I realized that I am changing. So it took me a lot of time, but I could see the change in me. I was more comfortable. I was more thorough with whatever going on in my mind. And that's when I started writing on Quora about journaling, about how journaling was helping me in my career, in my personal development, and also in my relationship. So I received a number of questions from people because we are usually never taught in school about how to think or how to put your thoughts down on
Right.
paper. Then I realized that okay, there are so many people who need to understand what journaling is, and because it's gonna be beneficial for them. So that's when I had that inkling to come up with a book that can help people who don't know how to journal and make them journal so that they get more aware about themselves and their lives. And that's how Silver Lining happened.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, I cannot agree more than this, that once we start scribing, once we start putting out our emotions into paper, first of all we feel good about ourselves, and all those small tricky negative emotions also comes out. So yeah, I can relate to that. Okay, next question, Shreya, is about your passion. I believe to find the silver linings of life is your passion. So can you please share with our audience how did you figure out that passion of yours?
I think my passion is telling people that you are more powerful than you think. You know, you can do anything if you put your mind onto it. So while I was growing up, I never thought that I could speak in front of 300 people. I could not even speak in front of my best friends, let alone speaking in front of 300 or 400 people. I would not even send a single text on a group because I was so conscious. And now imagine from that stage to becoming an author. It's not an easy journey. And for people like me who've been shy, who've been introverts, it's actually a massive step. That's when I realized that, you know, our limitations are actually in our mind, you know, and we all can fight back and become our best selves, not only to get successful in life but also to understand how amazing we all can be. And that's when I realized that, you know, if self love can change my life, it can change everyone's life. And you know, I'll give you two examples. Imagine there
Sure.
are two entrepreneurs. Both of them have the same idea. Both of them have the same skill set. But one entrepreneur believes in himself, and the other person, he does not think that he can build a great startup. So with the same amount of skills, same amount of with the same idea, who do you think is more likely to succeed?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, right. So that's what I want to tell that even if you want to start, if even if you're in a tech industry, even if you are a doctor or whatever field, the first step is to believe in yourself that you can reach that stage, right? That's how you start implementing on those steps.
Definitely. You know what you're doing is so powerful. Whenever I open LinkedIn, I always see how your network is interacting with you, how you're giving them value. It's and I myself, I'm a beneficiary for that. So thank you so much, for what you have been doing out of your experience, because experience either break us or make us. So you have leveraged those experience for your advantage. So it's wonderful.
Thank you so much. And I'm really glad that it's actually helping, you know, so many people out there.
Awesome, awesome. So now, Sheikh, coming back to book publishing, because I also see that there are a lot of authors who have got these wonderful ideas. They know how to write, but when it comes to the secret of actually completing the book and publishing it, that is a very different story altogether. So, any secret you would like to share that how to actually write and publish books?
So after publishing two books, I've realized that writing a book is one thing, but publishing and marketing is another thing.
Right.
So when you finish your book, usually people think, oh my God, I finished my book. Now it's ready. But it's not ready. You have to work even harder to get it out in the market, to, you know, promote it. So your job is never done when you're done with the book. It starts when you're done with the book. So publishing and it's a very daunting task. It's very difficult for a first time author because you know, since ever since this industry is blooming, there are so many fake companies who just want to take money from you, and they actually not going to help you in publishing. And I faced that, and there were so many of these pseudo publishing houses that they were trying to publish my book. Then later I realized that they were not the real ones. So when you're publishing, either you go to a traditional publisher, but what happens when you go to a traditional publisher? They take a lot of time. So if you want to wait for 2 years or you know sometimes even longer, then you can obviously go to them. But the selection rate is 0 to 5%. Most of the books that they
Right.
receive, most of the manuscripts, they reject all of them. So why do you wanna depend on someone else to put your creativity out there? I am
Definitely.
currently reading this book by James Saltucher, and I'm really fond of his writing. And the book is called Choose Yourself. that means you've got to choose you. You've got to choose your work. When you have Amazon, when you have KDP, then why not publish your own book, right? Why do you want to wait 2 years? If you can do it today, why not do it today?
Definitely, money loves speed. I can relate with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Shreya, next question is also got to do with the business side of, writing a book. That for someone who is, just getting started, a newbie, how much
Mhm.
investment does it take actually, to publish the book? And what are the profit likes, in first 6 months or 1 year?
Uh, for a first-time writer, I think the biggest investment is your time. You have to spend a lot of time, and not just in writing the book. You have to build an audience. You have to have a group who wants to read your book, right? If people are not reading your free content, why do you think they're gonna pay for your paid content? So you got to build a trust between your readers and you. So that's when I started writing on Quora way before. I've been writing on Quora for the past 6, 7 years, and I have managed to get a constant readership. And it's a nice relationship that I share with my readers. So when I'm providing so much value for free, then obviously they're gonna come and buy my book. So first step for a person who wants to become an author is to provide free content as much as you can. Try to build a community with your readers, and then plan your strategy for writing the book. Because see, uh, if you know Ryan Holiday, the
Yeah.
author of Obstacle is the Way, the Stoic philosopher and writer, he was he had a daytime job even after publishing the bestseller, Ego is the Enemy, because that's how tricky publishing industry is. You can't wait for your book to become a bestseller. You've got to get the food on the table the very next day, right? So it's better to have your job, to better have a full-time job or whatever you like to do, and do your writing and your publishing uh, as a side hustle. Don't just go and leave everything and write a book. It's not an efficient way to do it, to be very honest.
Right. It's not practical. It's not practical.
It's not practical, yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question, Shreya, is about the other side of you is of self-development, a self-love coach. So, as per your experience, what do you think are the top three qualities that you see in self-development coach who actually wants to impact people's life digitally?
I think when you're asking this question as a coach, right? Like, what would a coach need to
Exactly,
have in order to be a
exactly,
coach?
exactly.
So, imagine if you want to hire a fitness trainer. Would you hire someone who's 100 kgs, or would you hire someone who's fit?
Yeah. Someone,
Obviously, you'll hire someone who's fit, right? Because that's your personal brand. So
right.
when I became a coach, I need to be very sure. I mean, I needed to be very sure that I am confident with myself. And since I had these experiences where I faced a lot of struggle, where I faced challenges and self-hatred and self-sabotage. So these experiences helped me get clients because I was simply telling my truth. So when you hire a coach, you need to be very authentic with your audience. You have to be true to your audience because they are not investing in your product, they're investing in you. So it's very important to build that kind of trust between your audience. So I think the first thing would be to be authentic. When you become true to your audience, they start trusting you, and then eventually they start trusting in your product or your services. And the next thing is keep improving, because I discovered self-love 5, 6 years back, and every day I learn new thing about it, and every day I'm learning, every day I'm improving, because there are so many things to learn in life. You gotta keep improving so that when you teach people something, you have something valuable to share.
Right. So first, quality that you told is about being authentic, and to be vulnerable. And next thing is to be a lifelong learner. And what was the third quality? Please come again.
Third, I think it was first be true to your audience and then
Okay.
build that trust. I think it's same. Or maybe third was keep learning because you have to provide continuous value to your audience.
Okay. Got it. Got it. All right. Uh, Share what's your definition of success? Because I understand success is a subjective term. So according to you, what is success, and what is your mantra for success?
You know, ever since I've grown up, my definition for success has been changing. So currently, it is freedom. For me, success is being able to do what you want to do whenever you want to do is, I think that is for me success. But sometimes success is also when you are truly satisfied with what you have and where you are. That is real success because then you're not rooting for anything, then you're not struggling for anything. And that kind of success takes a lot of effort and because it doesn't reside in any materialistic thing. It resides in you. So that's the kind of success we should be aiming for.
Right. And I think that is only possible, when we are completely free, like you told.
Yeah, and completely free and true to yourself because we think that we want that, but in reality, that's not the case. So you need to be true to yourself to know what you truly want and what makes you happy.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Uh, Top three mentors of yours, that you have been learning from.
I think number one is Naval Ravikant. He's the founder of AngelList, and
Okay.
I truly admire him. He's an avid reader. He follows Buddhism and he's an investor. And I think he reads so much and he has gained so much experience in life that his stories are amazing and he's just amazing. And if you don't know about him, listen to his podcast interview with Tim Ferriss. It is one of the best podcasts ever.
Okay.
The second person would be Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, like you all
Yeah.
call him. He has helped me. I mean, I've been following his content for the past 5, 6 years, and he's helped me with marketing, personal branding, so and creating content. So that really helped me. Third, I really like Elon Musk. Whatever
Okay.
he is doing, he shows us that there is nothing that you can't do. Everything is possible if you have the grit and the perseverance to go after it.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. Coming back to the topic of our youths, what do you think are the biggest mistake our youth is doing today online?
Online,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think
yeah.
they're spending too. I think spending too much time commenting on other people. I don't know. I see so many hate comments. Uh, I think they are spending too much time on, on looking at what other people are doing instead of doing something of their own. They're spending more time in seeing what's happening, and that's one mistake. And second is entertainment. They are, too much YouTube videos, too many things are happening, but you know in that time they can produce a lot of content and create their personal brands, but I don't think they're doing all of that.
Right. Like one of my mentor told, then, the moment you start producing more content than you consume, you become rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
All right. And what are the platforms share that you use to publish your book? I mean, apart from Amazon or Flipkart, any other platforms you would subscribe to?
For my book.
Yeah, for your
So
book.
the second book is is an ebook and it's only available on Amazon. But my first book was available on Pothi.com.
Okay.
Pothi. They were my publishers. But now, due to the lockdown, my book is not available because they have stopped the printing and all. So yeah, but the ebook can be found on Amazon.
Okay. So I think, once this COVID things is sorted, we can expect to see you, book. I would love to read that, by the way.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you. I think it will definitely help you.
Sure, sure. And to my audience as well.
Yeah,
All right. So let's talk, a bit more about your book. I know you told me briefly, but if you want to, share more thoughts on that, what's inside, uh, a kind of, teaser for our audience. Yeah.
definitely. In the last 5, 6 years, I've faced a lot of emotional traumas, okay? And I don't really like sharing my feelings with people. So I write them in my journals. So from the last 5 years, I've been writing some poems for myself. So when I was going through depression, instead of crying and calling my mom and giving her attention, I just jot down some poems for me, and then anything that happened with me, I would just write down what I feel about it. So I wrote poems on depression, anxiety, and a lot of poems on self-love. So, after writing all these poems, I realized that words truly have powers.
Right.
Words truly have power. So, after writing them and reading them, I felt so much better because I would talk to myself like everything is gonna be okay. Those were some self-compassionate words that really made me heal, made me thrive. So due to the corona outbreak, I was receiving a lot of messages from people who are dealing with mental health issues. And since we have so much time these days, we have so many things going on in our head, and we are thinking about the negative stuff. And there are so many people who are dealing with depression and anxiety and, uncertainty. So I decided, why not share these poems with people who need it? That's the best I can do. So I compiled all these poems I've been writing for the past 5 years and I put them in a book and I published it on Amazon. And the best part, you don't even have to pay for it because it's available for free on Kindle devices. So you can just read it whenever you feel low, and you can
Okay.
definitely, it will help you to feel better.
Okay. What is the first thing I'm gonna do after this talk? I'm gonna go to my Kindle, install that book, and I'll see if I can read it today only because I don't have any plans till tomorrow. So it's amazing, Share, that I mean, it's
Okay.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing that you have just general all your 5 years of experience in the form of poems. I would love to read that.
Yes.
Okay.
So it has poems about heartbreaks and depression, self-love, most importantly. I think it will definitely show you the brighter side of life and how you can be happy in all these situations.
Got it. Got it. All right. So with this, we come to the next phase of our interview, that is rapid fire. I'm gonna, shoot few questions and you'll have to, respond in a line or so. Okay?
Yes.
And yeah, and disclaimer, I'm so sorry, I don't have any gift hampers for you as of now. But yeah, as soon as this Corona thing is over, uh, I'm gonna, yeah, work on it.
This is officially my first rapid fire, so I'm very excited.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. So Shreya, first question for you is, what was the most hilarious moment that you encountered while client or customer interaction? It can be online, offline, anywhere.
Mm, not client, but somebody from Quora. So I used to stay very close to my office in Bangalore. So once I was going to my place during lunch break and somebody saw me, and then in the evening he texted me, was that you at 2 p.m. crossing from Agarwal Bhavan HSR layout? I was like, okay, how do you know? And then he was like, no, I saw you on, I know you, and so, I mean, one of my reader, he recognized me. It felt like a bit strange because, imagine somebody from online world recognizes you on road. That was pretty scary and hilarious at the same time. So,
Okay. I'm gonna feel proud, if anybody will say me that I saw you somewhere.
yeah.
Okay. Next question for you is 1 hour of daily meditation. Whom or what do you listen to if you're into
I
meditation? Yeah.
I chant some mantras. There is no specific somebody that I listen to. Sometimes I listen to BK Shivani, Brahma Kumari Shivani.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just normal music, or sometimes I just sit quietly and chant some mantras. That's nothing specific person.
Okay. Got it. Next question is top three podcasts that you follow. I know you are also into, podcast. For our viewers, Shreya has her own podcast, which I also follow with the name of Silver Linings with Shreya. So I'm gonna drop a link, of that podcast as well. Few of the, amazing lessons which I grabbed for my own audience were from, that podcast. So what are your, top three podcasts here that you personally follow?
I follow the Tim Ferriss show. I really like how he, gets into the root of everything. So that's one podcast. And then I also like James Altucher's podcast, the James Altucher show. And recently I'm listening to Jordan Paris podcast, The Growth Mindset University. He also, I mean, I found him on LinkedIn and his podcasts are really good.
Okay, cool. Uh, okay, this question is a kind of hypothetical question. That imagine that you wake up one day and you see that all your customer list is gone. So what you gonna do then?
I'm gonna I mean, I'm gonna start my profile. Will my profile be active or I need to make a new profile?
Yeah, definitely you have your own profile.
Okay.
Everything is there. Only customer list is gone.
Okay. Then I'm gonna immediately go to LinkedIn and Quora and I'll start writing. And then now I post one article every day, one post every day, then I'm gonna 3x it every day until I get back the same number of subscribers.
Okay, yeah, that's the power of having a list. I'm sure you have number of followers, on LinkedIn and other places, so you can easily rebuild it. Okay, cool. Next question for you is, what is your one mantra that keeps your audience, your tribe going?
Uh, I want to be somebody that I didn't have when I was going through some setbacks in my life. So I want people to have, if they don't even have friends or their family isn't supportive, I want to be there for them because I know how it feels to be alone when you actually need somebody. So that's what keeps me going, when I receive these messages from people that, your podcast helped me or your video helped me. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah, that's very deep. Even now, if I see my past life, that's a very, nice way to put it. That, I want to be the person that I was, for me back at that time.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now I'm gonna, tell you few words, and you'll have to tell me what is the first thing that, pops on top of your mind. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Now it becomes even more interesting. Uh,
Yeah, actually.
all right. So, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. First word is self-love.
Respect for yourself. Okay, do I have to say one word?
One word or one phrase, yeah.
Okay. Think respect for yourself.
Okay. Celebration.
Authenticity.
Okay.
You are free when you are most authentic.
Cool. A game changer.
Game changers. Your story.
Nice. Silver lining.
Positivity.
Okay. Risk.
Part of life.
Okay. Calmness.
Truthfulness. You're calm
Oh,
when you're true to everything.
right. It's a very easiest way to put it. Okay. Next word is perfection.
Dream killing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like perfection.
Yeah. Perfection is a myth, like wise people say.
Myth. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Growth.
Growth is essential. It's like oxygen for life.
Okay. And the last word is your favorite, journaling.
Therapy. It's my
Okay.
therapy.
Yeah, that's deep. So you did very well, I guess. You were bang on. You were able to answer all the questions, especially with those, word. Now I feel kind of guilty. I don't have any, gift hampers for you. Okay.
That's all right.
All right. A couple of more questions, before we wrap this interview.
Okay.
Anyone, program or event that recommend our audience to attend at least once in their life?
Mm. A online event or offline?
Anything, in India, globally, anywhere, and online, often does not matter.
I went to Guru Freddy. It's uh I don't know, something in Bangalore where you do trekking and you stay there for some time and you eat there and you do some rock climbing and all these exercises. I went there in college and it was such an amazing experience, when you stay in those camps and you get up early and you go for trekking and you spend time with your friends. That these are the time when you realize that life is beyond your phone, life is beyond social media. So that's very important to, explore nature and most importantly to explore yourself. So yeah, I think that would be it.
Okay, cool. Now, share next question. For that, I need to know. I mean, I know you speak Hindi, you speak English. Any other language that you are comfortable with? Because that requires, use of that question.
Okay, not really. I tried learning French and Japanese, but I couldn't finish my course. So no.
Okay. Anyhow, since I prepared my script, so I'm gonna shoot that question as well. So
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you one line. Okay. You'll have
Hmm.
to say that line first in English, then in Hindi. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And the line is, dear viewers, if you want to explore the silver lining of life and you want to love yourself, then do check out my upcoming book. on Amazon. So this line you'll have to say first in English, the way I said, and then Hindi.
Okay. Hey guys, if you want to explore yourself and find the silver linings of life and to know the real meaning of self-love, please check out my new book, The Poems I Wrote for Myself. अगर आप अपनी लाइफ को जीना चाहते हो और अगर आप खुद से प्यार करना चाहते हो तो मेरी नई बुक द पोएम्स आई रोट फॉर माई सेल्फ को Amazon पे जरूर चेक करें.
Okay,
Did I do
now
well?
awesome. Now you know what our audience will ask for the Hindi version of that book as well. Yeah, if it's not
I haven't
published.
written it. Yeah, it's
Okay,
not in Hindi, guys.
cool, cool. Okay, one life advice you want to share with your with our viewers out of your own, good experience.
One advice is life is not fair, but make sure you're fair to yourself.
Okay, that
Do you
that's
want me
deep.
to explain it? See,
Yeah.
life is not fair because everyone wasn't born with a silver spoon, right?
Right.
But it's your duty to be fair to yourself. Fair to yourself in terms of your growth, in terms of your dream. So you have to fight for what you truly want, even if the circumstances are not in your favor. So go
Okay.
after your dreams, live your dream life, and just rock the world.
Got it. Got it. I don't know, which person quoted, but the quote is, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, yeah, it's your fault. So yeah,
It's Robert Kiyosaki,
Robert
Rich Dad
Kiyosaki.
Poor
Okay,
Dad.
oh, how can I miss that? My first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so with this, Shreya, we come to the end of this interview. Again, thank you so much, for sparing time out of your, hectic work. I know a lot of things are going on at your end, book release and all that, but still, you were sporty enough to give time for this interview. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is one of the most fun interviews that I've done. Thank you.
Okay, pleasure, pleasure. Okay, viewers. So I hope you got a good value, out of my conversation with Shreya. I'll be dropping, link if you want to know her work better, if you want to get in touch with her, and definitely I would, recommend to check out her new book, which I'm doing by the way, right, after the interview. So I'll be dropping, links for all the contacts and start loving yourself. Thank you.